won't cave under pressure. I go on for days, make you believe me, you better pray. Born bred overcomer, I can't be contained. When it's all or nothing, make no mistake.
In this short introduction, you saw me picking up our station wagon 5 years and 50,000 miles ago. In this video, I wanted to share my personal experience of owning 535 station wagon, and I hope this is gonna be helpful for someone who decides to buy either a 535 station wagon or 535 sedan. And these cars are becoming super affordable right now, and they're still so much fun to drive. And before I start the list of the things that broke down during the years of my ownership, I would like to tell you guys that I really love station wagons by BMW. In fact, this is my fourth one. This is my third E61 station wagon, and also I had E34, like an older station wagon a few years ago. So this is not going to be a video about how I hate these cars. It's just going to be a personal experience of things that happened. About 8 months ago, I turned my station wagon into a project car, and you can see it's missing headlights right now. I'm waiting for somebody to modify them. They're gonna look nice. If you guys are interested in seeing this whole series, go ahead and check out playlist in the description below. And I'm starting my 50,000 mile journey with the battery compartment. I had to buy a new battery at 76,000 miles, and honestly I think batteries are part of the maintenance schedule, but I'm gonna include this because this is the very first thing I had to buy. My car was always throwing the low battery check on the cluster, so this is the first item we had to buy, and it was at 76,000 miles. The next repair came 6,000 miles later at 82,000 miles, and it was the costliest up to date probably. So my car started running very rough. I had smell of the gas almost in every part of the car, so I thought that this is probably the notorious pressure pump. I connected Carly, and actually the code was for that pump, but when I went to dealership, because my car was still covered under the warranty, under the recall warranty, and when they connected to their system, they said that all 6 fuel injectors had to be replaced, and they estimated replacement of all 6 fuel injectors at about $3,000. But of course I said no. I went home, did my own research. I bought all 6 fuel injectors for about, I would say, $1,300, and I did everything myself. Then I only had somebody code these new injectors to my car, and the total cost was $1,400. So if you guys are researching to buy 535, make sure your car has already newest fuel injectors. Right now at this time, I think it's the latest one for N54 is revision 12. You can see the revision on the fuel injector over here. These are the last 2 digits, 08, it means revision 8. Another repair came 3,000 miles later at 85,000 miles, and it was oil filter housing gasket. It is very known issue on these BMWs. I went to dealership to get a quote, and they estimated $1,300 for this job. And I also did research, and there's tons of do-it-yourself tutorials how you can change this gasket yourself. It's actually 2 gaskets. One is over here, and another is on the filter housing itself that goes to the block. So the total cost was $108. But I ordered a lot of unnecessary parts, and also at that time I also changed filter, and I ordered oil kit, and also I did coolant flush. So my cost was $108. But if you're just gonna do the gasket itself, the total repair kit will be about $50. If you're gonna look for the car that has over 100,000 miles, just look at this area over here. It's very easy to spot. Usually if this gasket is leaking, this whole area will be dirty, and also you can see some oil like on this side of the engine, so it's very easy to spot. The next problem that my 535 started to have, it was with headlights, and it was at around 93,000 miles. As you can see on the video right now, that my headlights started beaming with a pink color, and usually it means that one of the Xenon headlights is like a bulb on the Xenon headlights is going out, and usually they recommend changing both of them. So that's what I did, and that costed me this much. Changing Xenon bulb on these cars is very easy. Probably the hardest part, you have to remove the headlight, and I have a video for this how you can do it. You can check it out over here at the top. After these problems, I had relatively easy 20,000 miles ownership of my station wagon, but at around 112,000 miles, my air suspension decided to give me problems, and this is my original airbags and my original air pump. And after thinking for a while, I decided to get rid of my air suspension, and at 113,000 miles, I went ahead and deleted my air suspension and installed ISC coilovers. As you can see, guys, right now I'm at not completely custom setup, and this costed me $1,000. The kit was $1,000, and also I did everything myself. It was very easy installation, and I have a review of these coilovers on my channel. Go ahead and look it up. Highly recommend these coilovers. They are very good quality and very affordable price. But I still keep my original air suspension, all the parts that were removed, so if I need to, I can always come back to air suspension, but probably it will never happen. The next problem that I found on my car was at 118,000 miles, and it was due to bad CV joint boot, one of these guys over here. And I had to order the new one. Actually, it was not the original one, because the original one runs like approximately $1,000. So I ordered the third-party one. You can see on the screen right now the name of the company that makes these CV axles. And it wasn't that bad, but for guys who are researching to buy these cars, just remember that if you're gonna have a luxury of all-wheel drive BMW, you're probably just gonna have to have an extra cash laying out for replacement of extra parts. The next problem that happened with my 535 station wagon happened at 120,000 miles, and it came as a big surprise. The previous owner gave me a big stack of receipts, and the coolant pump was just changed like 2,000 miles before I bought the car. And it's a very messy job, especially if it leaks, like you can see on this clip right now. This is one of the unfortunate parts on these cars, because these coolant pumps are electrical, and they are not like old-fashioned belt-driven ones, so they do not last a very long time. So you can see, guys, from my own experience, my coolant pump lasted approximately 40,000 miles, and I had to change it. And if you guys are searching to buy a car like this, just remember that coolant pumps on BMWs like this one are electrical-driven ones, so they tend to break very often. And if you're gonna do it yourself, the kit costs approximately $600. Depends where you go, so I would definitely recommend everybody research and make sure your car has a updated coolant pump, and if not, just make a deal that you're gonna have some extra cash laying around to change it pretty soon. Next two issues that I encountered on my station wagon were at the same mileage as my coolant pump, 120,000 miles. First issue was very minor. I had to replace my hood struts, these guys over here, and I'm showing you my E46 because my 535 just went to the welding shop again to do some custom exhaust modifications. I'm filming these ones because they are looking very identical. E61 or E60 hood struts, just a little bit longer, but I had to replace them, and I went with the eBay parts. They were generic ones, so I just paid $15 for two of those. And I started this story with battery replacement, and at 120,000 miles I had to replace another battery. So I'm not sure if it's normal to replace batteries on these cars this often, but I had to buy a new battery at 120,000 miles, and it cost me $250 this time. 5,000 miles later, at 125,000 miles, I had to replace passenger side CV axle, and it costed me this much. And also I had to replace a whole bunch of suspension parts. I had to pay this much for these parts. And the last thing that I wanted to show you guys, and this will conclude my 5-year station wagon's odyssey into repairs. This is going to be something that was my fault, not car's age, and it happened at 124,000 miles. And I have video about this. This is one of the relays that's located in a trunk area where the spare tire is located, and I got some moisture in there, and one of these relays got broken, and was a very cheap fix. It was only $15, but took me 2 days to figure it out. And if you were watching this video this long, I want to say big thank you. And right now I'm gonna tell you the total of money I spent on my station wagon. And this is the list of all parts that were replaced, and the grand total comes to $4,088.75. And in this video I did not include maintenance items such as oil changes, spark plugs, filters. It was only repairs that I had to do on my station wagon. And if you guys found this video useful and you know someone who's researching to buy E60 or E61, please share this video with them, and I hope to see you guys in next video, and thank you for watching.